This brand new story is about a kid who finds a half-eaten apple in his lunch bag one day at school. He's not bothered by it, though, because he knows exactly what to do with it. When Miles gets home from school, he takes out his science project from his backpack. It was a big hit at the school fair. All of his classmates wanted to take a turn going down the giant slide he made out of a big piece of cardboard. But then Miles's mom walked by, and she was very surprised to see that her son had brought an apple core home in his backpack. Yuck. Miles, how can you bring this to school? You know there are germs all over this. You could get very sick. Miles thought for a moment. Well, I don't have any allergies, and I'm pretty sure my friends don't either. Besides, it was only a tiny bite. Look, here's the rest of it. His mom looked at the apple core and then at her son. She sighed. All right, but please wash your hands really well when you get home, and don't let your friends eat anything else that might be in here. Miles ran off to his room to wash his hands while his mom put the apple core into the garbage. She was still a little worried, but seeing that it was just a tiny bite, she decided it would probably be fine. After all, the next day at school, Miles put the apple core into his lunch bag and went off to school. At lunchtime, all of his friends gathered around him to check out the latest thing he had brought from home. They took turns sniffing it, examining it closely, and poking it with their forks. Wow, Miles, this is so cool. How did you get it to grow like this? Asked one of his friends. It's not growing. That's an apple core, said another friend. Yeah, but it looks so cool. Do you think we could make it into a potion? Asked the first kid. The other kids all nodded their heads in agreement. Just then, the lunch bell rang and they all ran off to their next class. As soon as they were out of earshot, a small spider crawled out from under the table. It was a baby black widow spider. It had been hiding in the apple core, and now it was free. Meanwhile, Miles and his friends were all sitting together at their desks when suddenly some of the kids started to feel very strange. Their eyes became droopy, and their whole bodies felt weak. Miles, I don't feel so good, said one of his friends. Another kid looked at him, and his voice was very shaky. Me neither. I think we should go to the nurse's office. The bell rang, and all of the kids slowly got up from their desks and walked to the nurse's office. When the nurse found out what had happened, she called Miles's mom and told her to come to school right away. She was very grateful that she had listened to her son and washed her hands after handling the apple core, because if she hadn't, she might have gotten bitten by one of the baby black widow spiders that had also crawled onto her hands. The end.